What up? What up? Welcome to wait, what is it? Oh yeah, the wrap up. AKA kicking it with the cousins. Your boy Tony here with, as always, my guy, your guy, the people's guy, Mr. Oz, the people's mailman. Oz, how you feeling today, brother?
Doing pretty good. Actually, it's PSA drama part 2. Submission drama.
As the submission world turns,
Yes, sir.
starring the people's mailman. We'll get into that a little bit later. Just a quick rundown of what we're going to talk about today. Obviously, we're going to kick it off talking about our latest guest, Mr. Leighton Sheldon. Definitely want to talk about that because that was a short episode, but jam packed with
Yes, sir.
tons of information, man. So it was like one of those if you weren't paying attention, you were going to miss a golden piece of information. Then we got a special guest coming. Super excited to talk to this gentleman. So it's going to be fun. Then we're gonna do a little bit of live ripping with the people's mailman.
Once again.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, after you had a little taste last night with that, and
Yeah.
so now
So I had 2 boxes in my possession, and then you had the other 6, correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So you had the 6 boxes chilling for like almost 2 weeks now.
No, the other 8. I gave you 8 boxes today.
Was it 8?
Four packages with 2 boxes in it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So you have a plethora.
I do have a plethora
of boxes. So we're gonna get to that. But yeah, man. So let's lead off with a little bit with Leighton. That was fun, man. We like I said, that guy is one of if not the hardest working man in the hobby. My man got
for real.
Yeah,
None of that phony stuff. This dude, he got his hands in everything. Got his own card shop. He's got like 2 podcasts. He's got 3 Instagrams. He's on with Jeremy Lee. Every so was that Sunday or Saturday? Saturday nights, yeah. So the dude, and he's just a wealth of information. Anything you could ask for when it comes to the hobby, he probably knows about it. But his main thing is vintage, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's nice to just hear somebody who, I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about, man. Because he's like, yo, when people are talking about come see the collection, this, that, and he can just tell you just by looking at it from the phone. He's like, nah, that ain't really worth it. So like, it's nice when you know your craft.
Yeah. What do you call it? Like a professional card hunter?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a treasure hunter too.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like he goes around just all over the United States just looking for collections, which is pretty cool.
Now that's the glamorous part about it, but like you said, bro, you know damn well he's had to go into some funky situations where like that stuff just sitting around, it's all nasty and
it's rare. You would think it's rare that somebody that has a collection like that's especially vintage cars, say Gaudis and the 52s, Topps 52s, and if they've been collecting that long, so they're probably older. A lot of people don't know that they're collecting that, so they probably either gave it to somebody in their family and they just called them up and have no idea what they have. So then Leighton just has to go there and try to figure it all out, which it could be a mess. But that one that he talked about that he did find was pretty organized, and he had like 8 or 9 Babe Ruths. And
bro, that's crazy. Just the Babe Ruths alone, man. That's wild. Real quick, shout to the chat. We got our guy James Lumen. He says, Mr. T, love the 76ers. Yeah, man, they're getting smacked right now by the Mavericks. Kyrie was just toying with them. But last week's episode was truly fun, man. Mookie, what's going on? Hail Mary Sports Cards in the building. Yes, Hail Mary, hang around, because you're gonna love our guests, bro. Do not leave. Hang around.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, we got Steve Splendor. So your boy, I'm playing with, I got the flu game going on. So just so my voice is a little, you know what I'm saying? But like, unlike Tony, who was too much of a puss to come out of the closet when he was sick, I'm out here doing my thing for the family, for the people, for the cousins. We doing it right, baby. Ain't nothing going to hold us back. Here we go. James Lumen. 110, 106, Philly coming back, baby.
Oh, really? Nice. That's
how we do. We just play with teams until the 4th quarter. Then we try to make a comeback. But that's a back and forth game. You got Luka doing his thing, Kyrie doing his thing, and Embiid, and of course James Harden. So that's one game that I have it on recording right now that I'm going to have to check out.
I was watching. They were going, punch for punch there. So it was cool. But yeah, man. So just to wrap it up with Leighton, if you guys haven't checked that episode out, definitely do. Like I said, jam packed with information. He's very personable. We're really cool. We kicked it with us we only had a little bit of time with him, but that was like it was cool. Like it was quality. It wasn't like, hey guys, no, it was nice, concise, and definitely like looking forward to talking to him and hopefully seeing him at the. Actually, you know what? He usually sets up at the Philly show.
Yeah.
We uh we plan on being there, so hopefully he's there and we can check him out. So,
Yes, sir.
but without further ado, I want to bring on a good friend of the show, your favorite artist, my favorite artist,
Everyone's
everybody's
favorite artist.
favorite artist. Let's bring him up in here, man. I'm talking about the one, the only, Mr. Ken Carl.
There he
What's
is.
up,
Double
cousins? How we
K.
doing, man?
What's up, baby?
How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Oz, I love the fact that you're a true mailman, man. Nothing brings you
No,
down.
it
You're
doesn't
just
matter, bro. I'm
representing. I
out
love
there. I woke up this morning. I could have easily went back into bed, and I said, "Nah, I got to go out there." I know my other fellow mailman wouldn't do that to me, so I got to go out there and help him and make it happen. And so, Hail Mary, Mr. Blaine Thornton says, "What's up, man?"
What's up, Blaine? How you doing, man? I'm glad the card arrived for you today. It's great.
Oh, he got a card?
He
Yeah, he
did.
got one of the Hertz cards. Yeah, he posted.
Oh,
it
that's
for
right.
me.
That's right. I seen that. That's right. I did see that
I
one.
always appreciate the support, man. It's good stuff. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that card was a banger. I saw when you drew that, there was like a hollow, was it hollow version? Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Hollow.
Yeah,
Well, I said,
yeah.
how the hell do these?
You had the
guys do that?
sparkle, right? What was the what was it out of? Well, there was a 1-on-1, right?
So I drew the 1 of 1 original card. Okay, the artist
Uh-huh.
proof. And Sal Travado's got that. You guys know him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's taking it to the Philly show. He said he's gonna take it to the Philly show for me.
Nice.
Nice.
And then I ran a small limited run off of that card. Try to offer some a different style collectible, something a little lower tiered. But then I made holographic cards, limited to 10, so yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oz, you got one of the hollows, right, Oz?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find
he
that.
does.
puppy right here.
When I saw that thing pop, I said, Oz, you got to look at this thing, man. He said, look at that. Let me put an Oz here up on the main screen here. But yeah, that thing is bad.
Yeah, they got that little hollow shine to it. I love it.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, great. I appreciate the support as always, man.
Of course.
Now, is that the paper that's like that? Like a
Yeah.
how does that all work, man? Because I was like,
Yeah, so yeah, it's part of the. I print them out in this film basically, and then I have to handcraft the card. I have to build the card. I got to build the front. I got to build the back. I got to hand cut it. It takes a while, but I think the holos are really cool. They're I do the artist autos and soon I'm going to have a Hertz 1 of 1 on that clear acrylic. Have you guys seen those where the background's clear?
No.
That's pretty dope. That'll be coming out soon. I just haven't built it yet, so.
I gotta check that out. I might have to give me one of them Hertz 1-on-1s. Speaking of 1-on-1s,
There it is.
I got my baby back. Unfortunately, it's naked. There's no slab. PSA. I don't know. Let me see.
there it goes. Yeah.
That's
No,
nice.
no, do not hold her. Return,
Mm.
you bastards. Sheesh, that's how beautiful that is. Then you got the nice little auto up at the top on his headband.
Yeah, that's dope.
So all I wanted to do was get that auto authenticated, get it
Uh-huh.
slabbed up through PSA, and somehow, some way, there was a miscommunication where they thought that the card was getting graded as well. Obviously, it's an art card; they don't do that.
Right.
So what the guy was telling me, it looked like it went through the whole authentication phase of the auto. That's why they had it so long, and then it went for the card, authentication, which then it failed, and they sent it back.
Right.
Oh,
Like
PSA. Yeah, PSA is gonna slab it. They're cool. They said send it back. The only problem is I'm out that $50. I gotta pay.
Yeah,
another.
that sucks.
Yeah.
And listen, I negotiated with you at the National. I know how much that $50 meant to you.
Yeah, being a mailman has its perks, but when I spent all my money at the National and I came up to you, I was like, pockets was tight.
By that time, he was like, he was digging in the sock and like, oh, I don't know if I got left, man. I'm like, I'm gonna have to.
That's still dynamite, man. He's like, hey, man, I'm gonna get my cousin, man. We gotta talk this over.
Oh, that was great. That was good.
And
That's something, you know what I mean? But those are the memories that you'll never forget.
Oh, for sure, man.
Oh, there
listen,
he is.
That's how we met. I'll never forget it, man. That's great stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to Mr. Sports Card Lessons.
Yes, sir.
Ken Cairns. What's up, baby?
And as always, the link to call in, as we say, is at the top of the chat. So feel free to click on that and come in. But So Ken, you teased a little bit of an announcement. So
Yeah, I
what
got
do
an
you got coming?
announcement. I think you guys might be interested in.
Oh,
So if you remember at the National that, and I think I spoke on your guys' show about the Sandlot kids, right? About doing some stuff with them.
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I have actually been in contact with Grant Gelt and Vic Diamatia, and we're definitely launching that. That's going to launch very soon.
Oh, wow.
So everybody can go to the Boys of Summer Instagram. Gosh dang, I'm stumbling over my words. I can't think of what's the word I'm looking for.
theboysofsummer.com.
No, their
Instagram. Weird. Don't click on that.
No, the tag. I can't think of what it's called all of a sudden.
It'll come to you. But
anyway, you can go there. But anyway, we'll be launching it soon. There should be a lot of some media stuff with it. So yes, there'll be an NFT type project, which is pretty cool. But they've shown me how it works, and you'll be able to get physical pieces as well. And it's really dope. How it's super easy to log in and purchase and collect. And they'll be handing out all kinds of rewards and stuff. It seems like a really dope thing that they're building. So I think everyone who is a Sandlot fan will love this project. So
that's dope.
Nice.
A little bit for everybody.
And you knocked it out of the park with those things. So
yeah.
That's what hooked me in at first. Then I saw the athletes, but it was the Sandlot stuff.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah. Well, thank you.
It was the first thing that I somehow or another I just ran, because like the Sandlot, that's obviously it has a big cult following or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're constantly seeing stuff about them. The kid that played the catcher, I see him on Instagram damn near every day. He's all over the place. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he's constantly at autograph shows or posting with other celebrities and athletes. So that movie, man, I'm surprised they haven't remade it, to be honest. But
yeah, really, for sure. Although again, like most of these remakes, it'd be hard to. Yeah, it was such a good one the first time. The cast and everybody who did it was it was so well done. It'd be hard to redo that, I would think. But
yeah, but they'll figure out a way.
They will. They'll try. They'll definitely try for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if there's Hail Mary said they were all at the TriStar show. Yeah, they usually travel in packs. Those guys. They were like that at the National. It was like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So
yes. I remember Ken was in the back worried about that. He was gonna get beat down for selling them cards.
I was.
He's gonna get jumped by the little guys.
Well, like I told you the story, they had we had talked about doing it, and it just kept dying off the table. And I just thought, man, I've done a lot of work. I'll take it to the National, see what happens. And then, guys like, hey, I'm gonna go get them signed. I'm like, oh man, that could be uncomfortable, but they were great. They actually came to my booth, as you guys know, and like I said, I've been talking to them, and this is getting real close to launch. So very shortly here in the next few weeks, you'll hear something about it for sure.
Sweet. And then we have a couple projects coming up for Tony and I that we got.
Let's hear.
Well, it's yours.
Your cards. Yes,
our cards.
I was just telling Tony before you came on, Oz, man, it's been a rough week for me. I haven't, it's your Stranger Things. I want to knock it out of the park for you guys. You guys know that. So
yeah.
These got to be epic cards. Now I do them. I try to do that for everybody, but you guys are my boys, so. And neither one of you made it easy on me. You guys didn't say, hey man, just do whatever. You're like, hey, I want my pizza made like this, and I want these, but that's okay. Seriously, I'm having fun with you, but they're going to be dynamite when I finally put them together.
And like I told you, take your time, go through the whole, everything, your process, and just make it legendary, so that when we get it, we're gonna be like, yeah, that's Ken Carl right there. That's beautiful.
Well,
again, I have faith in you, bro.
I gotta represent for you guys. You guys gotta follow people, man. They gotta look good for you guys.
And listen, once that's done, that's going to Millie Bobby Brown. I'm figuring out some way, somehow, if I gotta go to some Comic-Con in Britain or somewhere, or Australia, wherever she's at, I gotta take that joint and get it signed by her. So
well, I'm gonna tell you this. I follow where people sign. So if I ever see her name come up, I will definitely reach out to you and let you know.
Nice. I know she's been to a couple of the San Diego Comic-Cons, but now she might be too big. But maybe for the season 5, the final, the finale, she might make the last round with the fellas.
Is season 5 going to be the last one?
Yeah, this is it.
When's that coming out?
Probably like in another 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
It's gonna be that long, man. You got me hooked on this, and now I can't watch it.
Yeah, bro. They usually like this one. This one's gonna be epic. So it's like,
Well,
you
I
know,
mean, shoot, the whole city's, the whole town's, going under.
yeah. So I don't know how it's gonna be, but I know it's just gonna be all out war. Vecna and his boys and his henchmen, and
Tony, you're getting a kick out of this, man. I started to watch it so I could get a good feel to draw the card for Oz, right? And I figured it'd take me a while to watch it, so I started kind of watching it, and then man, before long, I'm watching it I can't get enough of it. I'm watching it every. I burned through it the whole thing in a week.
Ken Cairns did the same thing right after. You know what I mean? He went to the National, not being a Stranger Things fans, but he saw the cards and everybody was looking at him, and he got hooked on it. He went home, and in 7 days, he watched the whole entire thing. He was, oh man, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, it's like a fungus, baby.
That's wild. Before we move on here, we got to pour one out for Steve Splenda. It seems like he lost a rough one here on the golden auction. So I mean, sorry, Steve, you got to just dig a little deeper in them pockets, or since you saved that money and you didn't waste it on the golden auctions, we have a guy here who can make a one of one unique piece to your collection. So
KB,
that's right, Steve. I'll hook you up, man. Reach out to me and I will hook you up.
And I heard Manny's looking for a Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Manny's on here. Manny's he's in the queue. I think what's he doing?
He is. What's up, man? What's up, Manny? Manny reached out to me. So yeah, we got one going for him too. So
yeah, he said Oz is gonna cry. I don't know why he said that, but probably because the Sixers are losing right now.
No, it's at the end of Strangers.
Oh yeah, that too.
So, but yeah,
Ken is the GOAT.
Yes,
sir. Oh, thanks, man. You're the best, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Messi. I knew I had. Yeah, I knew. Yeah,
for sure. But so let me ask you, and we were talking a little bit before this, because you said, yeah, I'm having a busy week, and I'm like, look, man, Ken, no pressure, don't, because how do you, if you're not feeling it, how do you kind of get over that hump? Because this is, a lot of this is inspiration too. It's not, you're not a machine. You're doing your thing. You got your family, you got this and other stuff. Oh man, I got to go sit down and draw this stuff. So when you're having those rough days or whatever, kind of what's your process in clearing the mind and resetting yourself?
Well, man, that's a great question. But you guys know me, man. So this is what I do. And luckily, I love what I do. So most of the time, I can work through it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't start well in the morning, so I gotta slug down a Monster Energy drink to get going. It takes me a while to get started. And Tony, you're dead on right. I'll tell you, there's more days I don't feel like it than I do. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. But this is my profession. As you guys know me, we can't make excuses. I got to find a way to grind through it and get going on it. Now, most of the time, I'm lucky. I love what I do. So if I can get started, I always tell my wife this. Once I get started, I usually pick up steam, and then it just starts to come to me. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some days are better than others. Don't get me wrong. But, I just keep grinding through it. I keep reworking it. But like I was telling Tony off the air, I got this George Brett card I'm working on. It's just kicking my ass, man.
Really?
I mean, it's a real tough. The image is really tough. You guys will see it when I post it. It'll be done here in a few days. It's a real cool image. I think it's an iconic photo. I've seen it before. Another great painter painted it. And it's really tough for me. And I had to work on this, like Tony suggested. I had to work on this when I didn't feel like doing it, but I had to get it done because I got your guys' cards. I got a couple other cards behind those, and I'm getting backlogged all of a sudden, so I got to get through these. So yesterday I forced myself to work on this card, and it was a mess, man. I rarely have to trash a card, but this one I had to start over. I got probably about halfway through, and I'm like, I can't save this one. And you guys, man, look, we've talked about this before. People spend good money with me. They're good collecting money with me. I feel obligated to give them my very best effort. And if it's not good enough, I just have to start over no matter how much the time costs me and all that. It's just part of the gig. It is what it is.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But it did put me behind, and I'll tell you this it's coming together now. I think it's gonna be a show.
Did you add the Babe Ruth cut to it, or you just left it the way it is?
but it does have a Brett auto. That's part of the problem. It's got his auto in it, so I had to build the whole card around that. Anyway, but to Tony's point, it's not good every day, man. Some days it is a struggle.
Oh, I can imagine, bro. That because it's all inspiration, like you said. And,
yes,
that could be tough.
That sounds like that's me with the yard work.
Man, I hate yard work.
I'll get to it, honey. I'll get to it. The grass is like this. I'm like, I'll get to it. But yeah, I feel you on that. But I often wonder because when people are creating, like I said, inspiration is a big part of it. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it can be tough. Now I do have days. So like some days it's not going well. So I'll do paperwork. I got business stuff I have to take care of. So I'll do that, or I'll search for photos and stuff like I'll try to I'll build cards like the Hertz cards. I'll build cards. That's more production type work. So I can kind of work that in. Um, but there's a lot of days, man. I have to draw when it ain't right. But as I've gotten more experience, I've learned to wake up in the morning and tell myself, "Hey, man, you get to draw Roberto Clemente today." And hey, these are legendary athletes. And it sounds hokey, but we're all sports fans on this, I'm sure. And you're like, man, it kind of gets me hyped, man. I get to draw Roberto Clemente today. So once I wake up and get going, man, it doesn't take long to get going after that for me. For the most of the time, I should say.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing Sal running around the Philly show, pimping out that.
Yeah.
I've seen him doing his stuff, man. He's out there. Because he's a big autograph guy, and I seen him last night. He's got all kinds of markers and stuff. I see him work in the room, and he got super high energy, super cool dude, man. It's nice.
Yeah, he's a hustler, man.
Yeah, that Philly show low key is gonna have a lot of
There's some big names.
Quality,
yeah.
Well, you guys know who James Fiorentino is, the artist?
Yes. That's the guy he spoke to, right? That Sal did.
Yes, he's going to be there too. I'm pretty sure I saw he's going to be there.
Oh wow, okay.
And he is dynamite. I mean, he is on the Mount Rushmore of sports artists. He'd be one of the four. So you guys should make sure you introduce yourself to him. And he knows me, so you can say, "Hey, I know Ken, man. He's a good dude, man."
Okay, I gotta remember. Is he going to be like set up at a booth or something?
I think he's set up. I don't think he ever does really a booth, but he's such big time. Somebody brings him in and has them work with them. I mean, look, the dude was doing work for a Hall of Fame at 16 years old. I mean, he did Ted Williams artwork at 18 years old. He's doing artwork for Ted Williams, man. Wow. So
he's a prodigy. He's a prodigy.
Yes, he's a great dude too, man. He's been very helpful to me. So you guys, if you see him, man, tell him I said hi for you, man. He's a good dude. You guys you should have him on your show. He'd come on for you. So
write that down, Tony.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Quick shout out to Ziggy. Ziggy, no. Good evening, sir. Thank you for the thumbs up.
I remember at the National where they had the artists, they were set up on the other side of the room. So it was kind of cool to see those guys because you see their work, but put the face, like, when we saw you, I was like, man, there's the guy that draws the stuff. Like, it adds a whole other element when you meet whoever it is. I mean, even us, when we were meeting some people who were podcast people, I was like, oh man, there's John Newman.
You get to put a face to the voice. And it's funny when you're talking to him for the first time and you hear the voice that you've been listening to in your earbuds, so that's pretty cool.
You guys are going to get mobbed to the Philly show. You walk to the Philly show. But they're just the cousins, man. There's the cousins.
We'll see.
You laugh.
The one time
they're going to be like, hey, introduce me to Rob. Introduce me to Rob.
You laugh. It's going to happen, man. You better prepare yourself. It's going to happen.
I remember the one time we set up at the Fishtown card show. And so we had our back to the guy who was a promoter, and Oz and I were talking. He just turns around and goes, man, I feel like I'm listening. It goes, this is so weird. I feel like I'm listening to the podcast. It's like you guys are like right there. I hear his voices. It's so weird. So, but yeah, man. So Ken, again, brother, I appreciate you. Again, no rush. Whenever the inspiration hits, I know it's gonna be dope, man. And I know I can't wait, but no rush.
No, you guys are up. You guys are up very soon. I gotta get on your layouts again. I've been fighting this George Brett card. It's kind of kicked my ass this week. I've been fighting it, but now I'm in a good place. Though I got him drawn, so the hard part's done. Yeah,
get the exclusive.
Yeah, it's an exclusive sneak peek.
All right.
Okay.
The hard part's he's done. So the hard part of it is done. So the rest is just hands and background stuff. So. The heavy lifting, if you will, is past. So tomorrow I should be able to grind that out and pretty much all but wrap that up, and then I should be on you guys early next week. I just got to get your layouts. That your guys' layouts are tricky. Once I get those going, as dumb as this sounds, once the layouts are done, the drawing part usually goes pretty fast.
Gotcha.
It's just the layouts is that's been tough for me. So
yeah.
But
my daughter's she can't wait. I told her
Oh,
we're up on deck, and she's like, "Oh man, it's gonna be so cool." Steve Splendor, I've been told my voice sounds like the combination of Fergie and Jesus. The hell are you talking about, Steve
Steve's
Splendor?
wild.
That's blasphemy, brother.
Steve is wild. But yeah, so Ken, I mean, like I said, thanks for kicking it with us, man. If
yes,
you
yeah.
want to hang out, you know, Oz is gonna rip some product now. Is gonna
Now,
rip some cards.
you
But
guys can put. Oh no! That's what you're gonna open?
Butcher Billy, baby.
Look, I don't want to. I don't want to take away from your show, but I want to watch. So
Yeah,
can
man.
I stay?
No,
Can I stay in this? Can I stay
you
in the
can
green
stay.
room and watch?
No, you can stay right here and just comment and
Yeah,
you know,
Man, I can't. I can't comment. I don't want to. I don't want. I want to put me in the green room. I want to watch though. I want to see you open, man.
Stay right here, baby.
Yeah,
All right, all right.
you
Let's
can
do
hang
it.
out. No, no worries. You just we'll give Oz the floor here and
What's Manny talking about? How did the Six do?
the Sixers. I guess I don't know. I'm assuming that's what he means. You know, man, he's a little off. You know, you got to translate what the heck he's talking about.
I don't know. Yeah, they lost 133, 126. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, perfect timing. Manny the troll shows up every week in the comments. He does.
Let's see. Kyrie Irving had 40 and Luca had 42.
Oh,
Oof.
Wow.
Embiid had 35. Maxey had 29, and Harden had 27.
Oof. Oh, that's right. That's Manny's squad. That's why. That's what it is.
Who they lose to, Oz? Your ass crack, Manny.
So Oz is ripping some Oz. What is this called again? Stranger Things.
This is the Stranger Things upside down Butcher Billy illustration cards with the lenticular cards. So usually each pack has a lenticular. It has the base cards, and it also has like a serial numbered colored parallel. So it's pretty cool.
And we're talking four packs per
4 packs per box, 8 cards per pack, so 32 cards per box. We gonna get it in, baby. Let's go.
Let's get that 1-on-1 in there, man.
Let's do this. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that 1-on-1 11.
So and then the
Get that, I'm retiring, baby.
Oz, you only collect 11 on the Stranger Things? Is that the only ones you collect?
No, I basically I got the whole set like from the National. I collected the entire set run of that, and then now once I get your card and these, I'm gonna start to go ahead and go back season 1, season 2 of Topps and try to get some autos. And then we have the new season 4 coming out. That's when I went down to the National and actually got the redemption card.
Yeah, that's a great story. Yeah, I watched that on your
So
Oz, at some point, man, you gotta let me draw Munson on top of that on top of that trailer rocking out, man. You gotta commission that someday for me. I want to draw that so bad.
Ooh.
You know, it's funny you say that because you got Eddie right here. Let me see if you can show him here. Rocking out.
I didn't see him, but he disappeared. There he is.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, so these are the lenticular cards, and he got Eddie rocking out on top of the the trailer.
Oh man, you gotta let me draw that someday, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got it.
And then I'll get that signed by Mr. I believe Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, I saw him. He was at a show not too long ago signing. It was him and I think like 2 or 3 of the members of the cast. So those guys that start making their rounds, and man, you imagine that on a Ken. Ooh, dope.
Got the orange. So this is one. What is this number? 111 out of 199. So that's Nancy.
Okay.
Now it's funny. The base card, what I was telling Tony, she's the only one that has a blue name. Now the color parallel seems to be just in white, but her base card is the only card out of the 18 card set that has her name in blue. What that means, I don't know, but I just find it a little weird.
Now, Ken, let me ask you. So, how many? Well, I mean, you kind of been in the game with this stuff. Well, when they do a line like this, is it one artist doing most? Well, obviously, this is the Butcher Billy, but let's just say there's a line where there's multiple things going on. Is it one guy doing everything, or is it multiple artists?
It depends. So, like in this case, they hired a specific guy. That's part of the draw to the line, obviously. So yeah, in that case, it's singular. That artist does all the work. Yeah. But most of the other times, it's a culmination of artists.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. If you want to highlight that, Tony.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
See,
she's
her name
got
is in
two
blue on
names.
the base card and then regular here on the parallel, but she's the only one with her name in blue.
Huh.
that
Interesting.
parallel card's good looking though.
Yeah, these parallels are dope.
Huh. That's
All
weird.
right.
No, there's been no rumors online as to why that is.
I heard somebody talking about it, but I think it's
Nothing.
actually Courtney from
Okay.
Reckless Cars. She was saying something about it, but I gotta look into that. I'm pretty sure that there's a reason for it.
Hmm. That's weird.
All right, so those were the hits for pack one, and we had a couple other cards.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
Gotcha. So what do
So
you
we
got?
got base. So these are a little bit of the Butcher Billy cards. So these are based on the actual episodes themselves. So the massacre at Hawkins Lab. You got the Demogorgon
That's
showing
dope
up the
artwork, man.
scientist. You have the dive,
Oh yeah,
which is pretty
Okay.
cool.
Hmm.
Then you have the Nina Project with 11.
Wow. So three straight post. I guess like I don't know what they're called, but so is it always like that, where it's like three straight cards?
Yeah,
Like
there's usually like three. So there's two hits. You know, you have the not two hits, but you have the lenticular card, then you have the serial number card, then you have a couple, like say, three of the base cards, and then three of the Butcher Billy cards.
okay. Well, I told you before, so I like what I like about that is that each pack has a hit.
Yep.
You know,
So
not
this one is the
hit.
red 137 out of 250. The
Hmm.
hottest mom out there, Mrs. Wheeler.
Looks pretty well. Yeah, Sandwich looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
Not too
No,
bad.
these cards are well made. I really like the fact that
Now, did you have that one? That red?
let me see what I have so far.
Because you got each while you're looking there. How many parallels for each character?
So you have the green out of 50.
Okay.
There's a blue, I believe that's out of 11 or a silver,
Mhm.
and then you have the 101. And then you have also
Or-
out of 99, which is the gold.
Okay.
Those are
And
good. Those
then,
are good. Those are good looking cards.
yeah, these are dope. You know, and then you have the orange.
It's
Hail
nice to
Lord.
break the cycle from just sports cards. You
Yeah, I
don't
love
get
it.
that, you don't get that type of art on a sports card, and when you do, people are like, "Oh, what the hell?" That's cool. Okay. Hmm.
All right. I'm still looking for that 101.
There's that inspiration for you, Ken.
Hey, Tony, it's funny you said that. I'm just sitting here thinking to myself,
Like I can see the
every,
gears turning, man, or the
everything,
smoke. I
everything
don't
I
know
was
what's
just
going
thinking of
on.
drawing House's card might have just flushed down the toilet. I might have to reevaluate what I was thinking. Those are some dope looking cards. I'm going to step up to match those. Those are dope.
Oh.
I see the smoke coming out. It's
Oh
either
yeah,
that or it's either that
you
or
ain't
that
lying, man. I
orange
was
one.
thinking, I'm like, man, these are sick. I'm gonna have to relook at how I do this one.
So this is the first pack that I didn't get a serial numbered card.
Oh, uh-oh.
So they
It
they
got
got
skunked.
me.
Okay, you got skunked on that
I
one.
got
Okay,
skunked on that one. So
Hey,
this is the last one. Last pack mojo, baby. Got the corn nuts. Let's
I have
get
a
it.
question when you're done opening the packs. I have a question for you when you're done
Sure.
opening.
last pack. All right, let's see.
They
Maybe
did it
there's
again.
one.
Them bastards.
They said don't get used to all the hits.
Damn, bro. I was like every one of them was coming with a hit. So they got the lenticular card and a bunch of the base cards. So this is the base Billy Butcher. This is music with the Eddie playing the guitar.
Okay.
You got we talked about this already. The bald eagle, Murray.
Forgot about Murray.
But this is the actual front cover right here of the set. The bait
Ooh, okay.
Hopper with the Arnold Schwarzenegger sword
Nice.
from Conan.
Nice.
God, those are great. I'm serious, man. Those are great looking
No,
cards.
they're nice, man. These are really, really nice cards.
So Ken, what was your question?
So my question is, look, one of the things I want to do is I'd like to do some more pop culture type cards because I'm interested in that stuff, and it'd be a nice another offering, if you will. Man, I'm struggling with words tonight for some reason. But anyway, where like I can go into Facebook groups and easily find football cards, basketball card, baseball card groups. Where do I find the pop culture people? I know they're out there, and I know they're out there in droves. I just don't know where to find them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that on the DMs. There's a couple guys out there. That,
Okay, great. That's great. I'm glad you guys know some people.
yeah,
That's fantastic.
guys. And if we don't know somebody, we'll know somebody who knows
Well,
somebody.
Ken's an undercover. Ken Cairns is an undercover pop culture guy.
Yeah.
You know who's a big pop culture guy, pretty big in the hobby, is Jamie from Sports Card Nonsense. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I am familiar with them. Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge into pop culture. That's what he does basically. Mike Giuseppe, his partner, he's more into the sports, but Jamie's all about.
Yeah, awesome,
you
man.
came to the right place. Yeah, we'll
awesome. We'll DM that. Yeah, I definitely want to know that for sure.
Yeah, Ziggy's asking. Yeah, Yan Wax is another guy. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, real 27 guy.
Oh yeah, bro. It's
Harry Potter.
Those guys are pointing you in the right direction. But Ziggy's asking, are these blaster boxes completely different from the ones at the National?
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, they still have the base cards, but when you turn them around, so these are the National. So, for example, this is the will that I had gotten graded by PSA. If you could see that. And then the back of it has a Surfer Boy pizza. And so that was the back from the National. This will, same front, but then it has a scene from the actual show and a little bio.
Gotcha.
So you can see
on buyers.
Yeah.
Okay. That's and then each card, they all have the same, like, they don't do that where they have different backs for the same card, do they? Because that would be even.
No, it's the same back.
Okay. That's cool. So you gonna rip one more, or are you good?
I don't. Well,
did you bring? I mean, you have 30.
It's up to the crowd. I mean, I don't. I don't want to take up the whole time. But if y'all want me to rip one more, I can.
Yeah, let's go one more.
One more.
Yeah, one more. What the hell? It ain't my money.
Last box mojo.
For sure. But so Ken, what are you thinking as you're seeing like where does your brain go? Because I always say artists and freaking plumbers, mechanics, those guys, I always want to get inside your brain and be like, what are you thinking? How do you think? So like, what do you like? What do you
So
think?
I'm gonna be honest with you. These are some sick looking cards. Okay. And they're different than anything that I'm used to seeing. So here's the facts. I'm going to get off when I get off the show the next couple of days over the weekend. I'm going to check these cards out so I can get a much better feel for what they all look like.
Gotcha.
Now, here's my concern since you're asking. This is my entire thought process. I don't want to replicate a card that I was already collecting. So that's a fine line. So right. I got to put my own spin on it. But I can see right now what I had envisioned is going to have to go to another level after looking at these, which is fine. This will sound hokey, but I like that. I like that. Like Tony, I like your cards. You're asking me to do something I've never done before. And even though it's difficult, it'll help me grow as an artist and it'll help me get better. You guys know how I am. We talked about this kind of stuff before. The only way to get better is to keep working and work the process. So I'm excited to do your cards. And after seeing these cards, I can see that we're going to go a whole nother level with 11 because I can now see I'm going to have to have a different perspective on this than I had.
See, these are the cards that Neil had. So these are no bueno. Neil was supposed to get me the 101.
Well,
he got me the caca. Like there's two Steves in here. How we got two Steves in one pack? Come on, baby.
I don't know, man. I think, remember,
I
did give you the boxes.
When I got it, this one though, this is pretty dope. The heart. So it got Mike.
Oh, as a Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, you see the dragon, the 3-headed dragon back there, and you got all the people, the fellas. That's pretty cool. Will the Wise, Lucas.
That's dope, man. All those are dope.
Yeah, look at, and that's Erica in the back right there. That's cool. That's dope.
That's real dope. Yeah.
So like Splenda says, the more Steves, the better.
Yeah.
You're not a Steve fan, us?
Yes. Steve.
I love Steve.
Yeah,
I just don't like two Steves in my pack.
Yeah. James says the Stranger Things design with the AI crossover on it. Sounds like a project for Ken Carl.
Yes.
Love it. Another one with no hit. You're killing me.
Now you're getting spoiled, man.
I thought, remember that first box that I had? It was sick.
The first box was fire, man. This guy was pulling out parallels.
Gold 11.
See, Tony, this is why I don't open cards, because this is how they all are for me when I open them.
Oh,
yeah. It's usually a losing proposition. The one thing I'll say about this product though that I told Oz, it was like it wasn't super expensive.
Yeah, $50, right?
Yeah, it was like $50, which is, compared to other boxes,
Compared to other, right.
but there were hits in it that, he pulls the one card, that card's already going for $60-$70.
Oh, okay.
On the
So I got
secondary
the
market.
Vecna, which the image is kind of crappy. It's so dark you can't really see him.
Yeah.
So this was the big complaint about the Vecna. Like, he's the main villain and you could barely see him. So this is 111 out of 250. So I finally got but it's still a high number. So this is the last pack, fellas. We'll do the Miyagi-san right here.
Manny said keep opening until you get a hit.
Yeah, bro.
And
My daughter's
Steve
like,
said
are
he's
you?
gonna
She
bring
saw
him
me
back.
walking down with it. She's like, are you gonna open those without me? She doesn't know I already opened up like 2 boxes.
Yeah, you got to save some for her so she could have some fun too. But
all right,
so let's hope we get something here on the last.
Here we go.
last pack.
Here we go. Come on, baby.
Maybe get that 1-1 in there or something.
Got another Steve.
You're gonna have to send them Water Splenda, man.
Oh, bro. Yo, I'm saying, these the commish
Set you up.
your box is ass, bro. He took out all the hits. That's what happened.
That's what I said. Remember, he gave you the box and it was open.
Yeah, it was. Remember, he said, "Oh, I took out all the hits." And he laughed. He wasn't playing.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk to him later. You're like, what the hell, man?
Bastardo.
But cool though. I mean, you got a couple there, and you still got a bunch
Yeah.
of boxes to open up, so it's nice. You guys can spend some time, you and your daughter, so that a little quality time there, ripping. So that's always fun, man. Like I said,
like
it's an affordable box.
Yeah, I can get some more if I want it. You know what I mean? They're still there. They're not sold out. I think they said they made 11,111 boxes.
Yeah, that's cool. So last topic here before we get off, and actually I'm glad like Splendid's here, Manny, these guys, so I want to get your opinions on it. The commish brought up, we were texting today, and he said he was asking our opinion on cards that have more than 2 autographs on it. Yay, nay, positive, negative. And I said it depends on like he said, are you guys interested in collecting those type of cards or chasing those type of cards? And for me, I was like, it depends who the players are. But what happens a lot of times is when the more signatures you get on the card, the less artwork is on the card. Like I've seen stuff with like 8 autographs, like 4 and 4, and it'll just be the little helmet of the guy. It'll be whoever, Joe Montana, and it's Dan Marino, and it's just a real little thing in it. For me, it takes away from the art. The art of the card always catches my eye before the player. So for me, I'm like, I'm not really feeling it too much. Two autos is pretty cool because you can still get nice. Like I've seen LeBron Jordan ones that are nice.
Yeah.
But once you get past 2, it does get sloppy. So just thinking, like, Ken, I mean, have you ever? I know you dabble in some auto stuff. Have you ever done stuff with multiples on there? Or?
No, I haven't. I've done all the ones I've drawn. Like, so I'll take regular autos and I build the whole card around them.
Yeah.
And I even make those booklet size for the same reason you talk about, Tony, so I can do bigger pieces of art, so the artwork's bigger. I look, it's like you guys always say, man, have fun collecting what you want to collect, and I think the people that chase all those autographs chase the autographs. But I'm with you, Tony. I 2 wouldn't be bad because those LeBron Jordan cards are dope. I've seen those. But I'm an artist, so I like to see the athlete or the person on there too. But that's me.
Yeah. Mary says, the Manning brothers too. Those are cool. Like I said, at 2, it seems to be the sweet spot. Maybe you can push it to 3, but after that, like,
so did that one have the father on there too, Archie? I think I seen one with Archie, the Manning brothers.
Probably. I mean, as much as those guys get put in front of a camera and stuff like that, they probably got. Yeah, they probably got one.
The 3. I think it was LeBron James. Was it Carmelo Anthony, and Darko Milicic?
Yes.
So Darko, you know what I mean? I think
he
was
number
like the other. Number 2 or 3?
He was 2.
2.
Yeah.
2 to our boy Larry Brown.
Yeah.
Larry Brown had that little like Andy Reid itis where they would think that they could put anybody in the
just. But in fairness to Larry Brown, he was a great coach, man. He won everywhere he went.
Yeah, so did Andy. It was just those things where I was like, you probably won a little bit more if you would have, maybe addressed.
But if you remember, though, I remember that. That's back when I was really following that stuff much better. Milicic was, he was highly thought of. The problem wasn't that back then no one had seen the Europeans play very much, so no one really. But I remember reading at that point that he was. Most people felt he was hands down the number 2 guy in that draft.
Yeah.
And Carmelo, remember, he had a great run coming out of the NCAA tournament, and then he obviously exploded when he got in the NBA. He was great. But again, Milicic was much like everybody get the Jordan draft, everybody makes fun of Sam Bowie.
Yeah,
Sam Bowie was a 7-footer, man. He was legit. He just got hurt.
Sam's from our area, and he was legit, man.
He was legit. And back then guards didn't win titles, centers did. So
it's all about the big man back in the day.
Yes,
yes.
So it's easy to go back and reflect, but Milicic he turned out to be an absolute bum.
Yeah, rich one, but whatever.
So I don't know if you guys saw. I know Ken saw it. The post that I did this morning with Jason Williams talking to Jalen Rose about one-on-one.
Oh yeah.
LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. Yeah. Now I know Ken's opinion.
Yeah,
because we went at it.
Come on, I get tired of listen. I say this all the time. I watch ESPN because it's the only time I get to watch news of sports, but I'm to the point now where their supposed experts should have to post a scorecard on their predictions.
Yeah,
because they're wrong way more than they're right, and it's frustrating me because people listen to them and say, "Well, that guy's on ESPN. He knows he doesn't know what he's talking about." Yeah. And Jason Williams, he says stuff all the time that I just think as soon as he says it, what are you saying? That's wrong. And the guys he supports. I want to point out Jason Williams. The Nets were a no 100% lock to win the NBA title the last 2 years, according to him.
Yeah.
They didn't sniff it. So that's just one of his many stupid statements. And saying LeBron would beat Jordan in one-on-one might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's up there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I have a tough time signing off on that, man. I don't see it. I get that he's twice his size and all, but I'm just like, bro.
They act like
okay. They act like Jordan. Like Jordan was 6'6" and
6'6". Yeah, LeBron's 6'8". They were like, oh, he's 6'9". He's 6'8". So it's literally 2 inches. They act like it's
less than my finger.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Kobe locked up LeBron a couple times, right? Yes. They went back and forth. So you telling me Kobe didn't get locked down by Jordan or vice versa? So now you're telling me that Jordan couldn't stop LeBron, like all of a sudden he's this unstoppable force that he could just post up and bully Jordan. Like, come on, man. You're talking about
post up.
No, that's what I said today. I said people he just back him down. He don't back anybody down.
Right. I said it's the opposite. Jordan would be backing him down, give him the little dream shake, and give him the fadeaway all day long.
Yes. Yeah. LeBron's listen. Like I was telling Oz earlier today, the NBA's changed. I'm not going to argue it's for better or worse. It's just different, right? And I like I said earlier, that I'm a Golden State Warrior fan, but the Splash Brothers changed how the leagues play. That's just how things are. Not for good or bad, just it's different. Yeah. But here's what I will say, and this is what people forget. When Michael played, everybody packed in the lane. Watch those old games. Everybody's packed in the lane. Okay, nobody was taking long jumpers. It's not because they couldn't shoot them. It just coaches like Larry Brown didn't understand the value of it. Okay, yep. So they just packed it in. Secondly, and this is what everybody forgets. When Michael played, there was 2 7-footers on the court at all times. You had the center and you had the power forward. And I'm not 7 foot, 6'10". Yeah. Those are 7-footers. Every team had 2 guys on the court that size at all times. So if you beat your guy off the dribble in a packed-in defense, you still had to deal with 2 giant dudes protecting the rim. Yeah. There's 3 rim protectors in the league today, period? That's not – period. And everything's a clear out and one-on-one. And again, I understand basketball enough to know that they have to. Because if you help on LeBron and he kicks it out to Steph Curry, you'll lose by 80 points. You'll get destroyed. So you have to fan everybody out, play outside, and let guys try to beat guys, and you try to defend your guy off the basket. But the point is, anyone who thinks LeBron's going to get bully Jordan, if anyone's going to be doing any bullying in those two, it's going to be Jordan bullying LeBron. It's going to be the other way around.
That's what Steve just said. He goes, MJ would have been in LeBron's head before the ball was even.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Listen, What people don't understand, what young bucks don't understand is MJ was so fierce, bro.
Was
Once he got on the
Like, let's
court,
be honest, he was evil.
he
Like,
was like,
Yes.
he was
I'm coming
evil.
in to cut your
Yeah.
throat. Like
Yes.
I'm pulling your heart out and I'm holding it up in the air like Kano from Mortal Kombat. Like I'm just gonna bust your ass all game long. I'm coming nonstop. And you know LeBron ain't that dude.
No, he's
LeBron
not that
is not.
dude.
I love LeBron, but he ain't that
He
dude.
ain't that dude. Well, here's a perfect example. Have you guys seen the Redeem Team, that Netflix documentary?
Yep.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. LeBron produced that, I believe, right?
I believe so, yes.
Now, if you watch that thing, they couldn't, LeBron, Carmelo, and those guys, they couldn't win international basketball. They couldn't beat any of those teams.
Yeah.
So what's Coach K do, who's another great competitor? Well, you like Coach K or not, he's a great competitor. He'll never tell you this publicly, but he went out and recruited Kobe. Why do you think he went out and got it? He needed a killer. He looked at that group of dudes and said, I got talent, but I don't have a killer in this group.
Yes.
I got to go out to win national. I got to have a killer. So he went out and recruited a killer. That's what he did. He brought Kobe in as a killer.
Yep.
And if you watch that thing, here's a statement LeBron makes. My daughter's a great competitor, and she watched it. I said, I just want you to watch it before I make any comments, see what you have to say. She pointed out this scene, and she's dead on right. I think the second time they lost the Pan American Games, they got a silver. They interviewed LeBron. LeBron is he's produced the video, and he says, hey, man, it just wasn't our year. You remember him saying that? It just wasn't our time. Is Michael ever saying it?
Listen, every year is his year. You know what I mean? And when he lost, it was, you know, yeah.
Well, that's how you do 2 3-peats. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, come on, man.
I want to read this from James Lumen. He said, I had an old boy at work tell me today that I should be happy I didn't watch the 80s and 90s NBA because it would have ruined the game for me like it did for all you guys. Listen, I will say, I remember when they did change, the one time they changed the defensive rules where you couldn't help. And I remember they had Jordan isolated on the block and all the other 4 guys had to stand at the, oh my goodness, that was not even fair. And I'm like, you know, so that changed.
Look,
but
again, I'm not trying to say that the 80s, 90s NBA, that what I grew up watching, is better. I'm not trying to say that but it was different.
It's different.
What I am saying unequivocally is this. Back then, everybody packed in. If you beat your guy off the dribble, you had to beat 3 or 4 more guys. And they didn't kick it out to open shooters. They did, but there wasn't that many of them, right? Now every NBA roster's got, look at Dallas. They got Luka and 4 shooters. That's what they have.
Yeah.
You know, every NBA roster is built that way now. So if you help somebody in rotations, eventually you pass enough, somebody's wide open. Yeah. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It's just different, right?
Yeah, it's outside in now instead of inside out.
But if you're a guy like John Moran who slashes to the rim, you beat your guy off the dribble. There's usually a center maybe to help, but there ain't much there to help. There was always 2 dudes there to help in the 80s and 90s. When AI went to the rim, he wasn't going in solo. He had to go around 2 or 3 dudes once he got to the promised land. He didn't just finish on his one guy or one string bean 7-footer who can jump. He had to finish around a man.
Trees.
And I'm not. And go back and look at everybody that acts like that. Everybody in the NBA is so much bigger, stronger now. Go back and look at the 90s and 2000s. Those dudes were jacked. Chris Webber's bigger than any dude playing in the NBA right now. He was a man.
He had Anthony Mason.
Yes.
Karl Malone was a goddamn wrestler out there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like a beast.
Yeah. So MJ wasn't going against a bunch of string beans. He was going against grown men.
Yeah.
So
it's just a whole different game now.
It's different.
It's tough to compare the eras. I mean, the MJ LeBron thing is always going to be there. Like Steve says now, you see a 2-on-1 fast break, and the one dude runs to the corner for the 3. Back in the day, that's you run to the corner, go run to the bench.
Yeah. You imagine running the corner for Larry. Different. Imagine running the corner of Larry Brown. He just said, just keep going on out the arena, like you said, just keep going.
Everybody had a sharpshooter, like especially the Chicago Bulls. You know, it started with Craig Hodges and then John Paxson, Steve Kerr. They always had that one dude that could light it up. Sixers had Scotty Brooks. You know,
but it's the evolution of the game, and it's all good. I mean, listen, some of these guys are doing what Steph Curry's doing now is special, man. And we just
it's insanity. I always try to tell people, I don't know whether you're a Warriors fan or not, they're fun to watch because it's silly. The stuff they do is silly, and then they have all the cutting, backdooring, and I mean they're fun to watch. But go watch an AAU game of 12-year-olds. They ruin basketball at that level because every kid out there is throwing it up from half court and all that. again, I'm an old guy. I'm not trying to say the 80s, 90s is better. I'm just saying if you, like I told Oz today, all you got to know is everybody who's in the bronze camp is 30 or younger. That's all you got to know. And that's because they didn't see MJ. They only seen videos and clips. And I always tell the kids I talk to about, I don't blame you. LeBron is the best you've seen. I get it.
Right.
But I'm telling you, there's a reason everybody 40 and over says MJ is the guy because they've seen them both and they all know. And like Oz says, I don't know how you guys feel about profanity, but my buddy calls it FU. He doesn't, he says it out. MJ had FU. Okay. Yeah. So some athletes have it, some don't. I'm not saying LeBron doesn't, but he don't have MJ's FU.
No, not
he
even.
did not.
He didn't have like I always said, there was Jordan and then Kobe and then everybody else.
Yes. Yep. And like I was telling you today, I was a Lakers fan. I'm 50. So when I was growing up in the 80s, I was a Showtime guy. I hated the Celtics. Okay, but I've become a Larry Legend fan through the years, just hearing the stories. And now I know more about sports and know how competitive it was. Look, the dude was a killer. I mean, he was a flat killer. But his body just broke down. He had 8-10 years and his body broke down. But like I was telling Oz today, how many times you see LeBron jump in the stands and flip over a scorer's table chasing a loose ball? You had a whole highlight video of Larry Bird. You could do 30 minutes on that, flipping over the scorer's table, getting a loose ball. I'm not saying that's all about winning. I'm saying that's a different level of competition. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is Larry Bird over Jokic all day.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to turn out the lights because Oz will get on the Jokic train for 15 minutes.
Real quick. He said, James Lumen says Prime Shaq would eat everybody in today's league, and I agree.
I agree.
Shaq would absolutely destroy. Like, who the hell is going to stop Shaq in the league? Well, Joel Embiid is such a puss. He wouldn't be able to stop his ass.
Listen, before we go, I say this all the time. I'm a huge Warriors fan, and everybody says they're the best team of all. No, could you imagine what Shaq would do with Draymond Green in the post? I mean, he's scoring 80 points. There's no way. I love Dray. He couldn't guard Shaq.
Yeah, try to put one of these 6'7", 6'8" dudes on Shaq. Like Embiid be getting locked up by these skinny ass, 6'10" dudes that could jump out the building. Shaq would be like, elbow to the chest, broken chest, and dunked right down your throat. Get out of here.
And Embiid dominates most of the other centers. And he
crosstown cardboard. Look at this nonsense. Jokic would stop Shaq. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
There he is, man. Yo,
that you know what? Carmine, that wins the chat right there. That wins the chat. That's the most absurd comment I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Carmine's fan.
Yeah, that's absurd. I agree. That's right up there with the ones that got this whole conversation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like his non-ass playing defensive ass. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing. Look, Jokic could pass his ass off.
Yeah.
He got the worst looking offensive game, but it goes in. He's a bucket, but he cannot play defense to save his life.
No. And again, it's just different, I mean, it's just different.
And then the last one, Splenda says, "What do y'all think about JJ Redick's blasphemy on Larry Legend?" Listen, whatever. I didn't hear what he said, but what can you say about Larry, bro?
Yeah, after Jason Williams talking that shit, you got JJ Redick talking that shit on Larry Bird. You know what I mean? The only Duke player that I trust is Al Abdelnaby because he's the announcer for the Sixers. Any other Duke guy, I ain't trying to trust him.
What they say about Larry?
I don't know.
He's gonna have to inform us,
but yeah, he's gonna have to inform us. But the way I look at it is, obviously, it's blasphemous because what can you say about Larry? Like I don't, I mean, the dude was a killer, man. So.
Hold on. Go ahead. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna Google.
Listen, sometimes them dudes are they get mad because of this narrative that you old guys think everybody in the 80s and 90s. He says JJ said Larry wasn't a top 5 shooter of all time. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't think Bird was a top 5 all-time 3-point shooter.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's just nonsense. Remember, these guys, a lot of these cats, they get caught up on them stats, these magical new stats they have out now that it all kind of
PER.
That one, stuff like that. I'm like, and Oz is always like, did you watch the game?
That's
it.
I had this argument all the time. There's a place for analytics in all sports.
Yeah.
But when the math geeks start coaching in teams and running stuff, we got a problem. And you need to use those tools, just like the old school coach needs to use those tools. But if they're making decisions for you, man, there's so many things that are arguable about those things. And like you said it best, Oz, did you watch the games? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And when you make statements like that, I can clearly tell you did not watch the games. That's what I know. And this is my point.
It's just like football. We all want the explosive offense, down the field, 50, 60 yards. But what did Kansas City do in the second half to the Eagles? It was death by 1,000 cuts. It was little dump off passes. It was, the running back, Pacheco, Pacheco coming out, killing us. And, we had no answer.
I got to believe as Philly fans, because you guys know I'm a Chiefs guy. Okay. And I felt like going into the game, the Philly was the better team. That's what we were all told. That's what we were all. I'm not even sure they're not the better team to this day, right? What I do know, though, and this is what I held my hopes on, is Mahomes is a killer. That's a fact. He's a killer. I tell my buddies all the time. I tell my kids, this is the Michael Jordan of football. You need to start watching him right now while you get to see him in his prime. But that being said, you guys would have never thought of all things. If you would have told Philly fans you're going to score, what'd you guys get? 35 points?
35 points.
You just said you guys are getting 35. You just said, let's start the parade, right?
Yep.
Right? That's what I would think. You would have never assumed you would have got beat by the running game in the second half.
Yeah, if you would have told me Jalen Hurts would have had over 300 yards passing, 3 rushing touchdowns, a throwing touchdown, a bomb to A.J. Brown, just like a complete domination, running for like 80 yards. Like nobody's ever done that in the history of the game, period. Not just in the Super Bowl, but in the history of the game, period. And that, Patrick Mahomes would have threw for what, 189 yards?
Yeah, barely over 200. But
it's like that's a W all day.
Right.
I want to circle back to this Larry thing though, because it's so apparently he said that he wasn't a top 5 3-point shooter of all time. I guess he said Larry only took 2 to 3 3-pointers per game, although he did shoot 38%. So that could very well be true. My thing is this: I don't care. Like I'm taking Larry all day over most cats. I don't get AJ you could I mean whoever it is whatever. Like a lot of that stuff, man, it's about hot take stuff. Nobody's gonna remember what the guy said yesterday because tomorrow's shit is gonna be so much crazier than what he said today that you're just gonna forget the hot take that he did. But
like I told you, these guys should have to put their scorecards up there on what they predicted and what they've said, because if they did, they'd get exposed for how wrong they often are. And again, like you just said, Tony, sure, he didn't take enough shots to be considered a great 3. But again, we're talking about different eras. This game was different,
Yeah.
And there's all the many legendary Larry Tales went into the All-Star game, the first year 3-point contest, and just said to everybody else who's taking second.
And he backed it up, man.
He shot that one and he put his finger up.
He didn't get out of his warm-up. Who's taking second?
Yeah. And here, and I'm gonna assume that's Carmine.
That's Carmine.
He's saying, he goes, but in today's game, how many threes will Larry be knocking down?
Oh God, yeah.
So it all comes with.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. This is a straight up for all you young boys out there. Larry Bird is Jokic on steroids. Like what you saw Jokic do, and Larry could play some D. So Larry's passing ability was freaking phenomenal, bro. He was on par with Magic Johnson. If you ever watched Larry Bird pass the ball, he had eyes behind his head. And then his offensive repertoire was just ridiculous. He could get you he could post you up. He could take you mid-range. He could take you outside. Who's this Steve Splendor? Get the hell out of here with your Jokic crap, bro. Jokic could not hold Larry's jock.
No.
Nonetheless, Michael's and nonetheless Embiid's. Come on, bro. If you can't hold Embiid's jock, don't even come to me about coming with Larry Bird.
Oh, that's great, man. I love when Splendor fires you up.
Yeah.
But we'll get out of here. Oh, go ahead, Ken. Finish it up.
And Larry was an apex predator, like we said, man. I mean, there's just certain dudes. I mean, again, like I was telling you today, Oz, if I got to explain to you the difference between a guy who competes and who doesn't, I probably ain't gonna be able to explain it to you. You either know or you don't. If I have to explain it, then like we were talking before you came on the air. There's a lot of guys that in this league that have got great reputations that aren't, Kyrie, he made one lucky shot in his career, man. Other than that, he's been a loser everywhere he's ever been, There's a lot of those guys out there, but everybody, they got these fancy bags. Everybody talks about how great they are, man. Well, we'll see,
All right. I'll take it easy on you, Splendor. So you are saying Larry Legend is the man, bro.
Gotcha. So, hey, before we get out of here, Ken, let everybody know where they can find you, your artwork, get on the waiting list for that fire cards, all that good stuff.
Yeah, for the PC,
For sure.
All right. You can find me on all the socials. My Instagram is Ken_Carl_sports_art. And if you see my title, my name on there, it's 2Ks, 2Ks on my hat. I'm on Twitter at Ken Carl Art. Facebook, you can find me at Ken Carl Sports Art. And before I go, look, guys, I mean this with all sincerity, man. We met at the National. I consider you guys friends. I hope you feel the same way about me. It's always a pleasure to be on your show. I always say this to you, and I mean it with all sincerity. Anything I can ever do for you guys, you let me know, and I'll help you out the best I can. You know that, right?
Vice versa.
Actually,
baby.
you know what? We might take you up on that offer. We got that
absolutely.
We got that little party coming up at the National.
Okay.
Grinds.
You're going, right? You going?
I told Tony I'll be there. I'll be there on Friday and Saturday, so we definitely got to meet up on those 2 days.
Yeah, that's perfect. So we got Friday, Tony. What's the time again?
Friday, the event is going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Right on. Yeah, so I'll definitely make that. So that's going to be an after party thing somewhere?
It's right across the street from the National, 6 to 9, official Wolfpack trade night. We're going to have a DJ.
Oh, yeah, Wolfpack.
Yeah.
So we're going.
You guys will be there?
Yes, sir.
We'll definitely meet up Friday, and when we get closer, we'll work out the logistics.
We're going to be getting it in. We'll be giving stuff away. We're going to be having drinks if you want. We got a nice little lobby area. If it gets too packed in there, you can take the trays out there. But it's going to be a whole vibe, man. It's going to be dope.
All right. And if you guys need some giveaways, let me know.
That's what I think. I think we might have to collaborate on that a little bit. We're going to we want to have a bunch of giveaways. We just want to kick it a little bit, something different.
All right.
In your average trade night, we want to have it to be a trade night, but also social event. We got a bunch of stuff. Like you said, the DJ is going to be a little cash bar. There'll be some juice boxes as well for everybody who wants some of those.
Some water. Sal Travado will be taking care of the flyer, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got Sal working on the flyer.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody, bro, I want to get you up on that flyer if you want to, give a little giveaway.
We'll do some DMs. You guys got to share some information about those pop culture guys, and we'll work this through too. Okay.
Absolutely. So hey, Ken, stay on. Don't click off. I'm just gonna. We'll stay talking to Green here. But once again, appreciate everybody in the chat. I've got the AI on the way, man.
Listen, you want to talk about a killer? Right.
That was a killer.
Bam.
We're gonna get that killer. But once again, appreciate everybody for checking us out. Check out tomorrow, Friday. We're dropping in the faction episode. Monday we're dropping. Baby. Monday we're dropping another Cousins episode. We're almost as busy as Ken, man. Almost.
Not there yet, but we trying. We're trying.
For sure. But with that said, we appreciate everybody. Check you guys out. Peace out.
Peace.